Hello, good morning, and welcome to today's inspiration and message. All of those kinds of things for women living in this new world that we're going into who are now 50 plus. Okay, I'm going to get right into it. And I pulled a card for you today, and I have a really cool book we're going to read from. The card is the Six of, Pentacles. Six of Pentacles. And this deck, this is the small version of the deck called the Light Seers deck. I love it. It's my favorite. And it always has a really nice affirmation that goes with it. And the affirmation reads, I show gratitude for my life with generosity and compassion. So it says, I show gratitude for my life with generosity and compassion. Love that. And the Six of Cups is kind of about giving and receiving, right? So being open to giving, which most women are, we're big givers. And most of the time you are thinking of others and doing things for others. But the most important thing also to remember is to receive. And I find that that's when a lot of times it's harder, right? Like when someone goes to pay you a compliment or pay for something for you, you're like, no, 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 it's okay. I know that was the way it was for me. And often it was the way we were raised. Definitely the way my mom was. She is not a good receiver. And it was always kind of made say, you give, but you don't receive. And yes, we still hear give without the expectation of receiving. But this receiving that's being talked about is being open to receive. And that could be money, winnings. If you're not a person who's used to receiving or takes receiving as like, oh, thank you so much, and really welcomes it, maybe you never win the lottery. Maybe you never get given flowers. Maybe no one buys you a coffee, things like that, right? Like just take a look at it because, or maybe you have a hard time with love, attracting someone who really loves you for exactly who you are, because it's some way you may believe, oh, I don't believe I am worthy of receiving or receiving that from someone, right? Whatever that particular thing is. So it's a lot to get into. Let's just see what the message has for us. Open yourself up to the flow of two-way abundance. That means you can give with abundance, you can give with love and abundance, and you can receive. And also, when you give so much energy and give so much that so many women do, if you are not receiving like love, care, attention, filling up your cup, which is the receiving, you can't give in a good way. And that's why so many women feel depleted, because they can give, but they do not really truly allow themselves to receive. And you might say, my teeth look so dark. And you might say, well, no one's giving to me. They just all take. No, no, no. You got to give to yourself then. That means you give to yourself, whether that's more time to do something you love, whether that's going out and taking a book or a journal and going to a coffee shop and just taking that time for you and doing something you love, reading, or calling up a friend and say, let's go do this. That's what you need to do too. Don't expect other people, right, to be the ones to, that's the only way you can receive. No. Okay. So here we go. This card makes a time for your life when material resources are beginning to flow to you and when you find yourself in a position to balance accounts and good fortune. This may not be for everybody in that case, right? But the message throughout is good. Sometimes this means that we are the hand of the gifts, so we are the ones giving. And other times it means we are, oh, wow, I'm receiving so much. I'm so lucky. I feel so grateful in life. We all experience both of these states in life, and we are always able to use our energetic resources to help others. So we give our energy to help others. But like, again, what I said is when you are doing that without allowing time for yourself to receive or being open for people to give things back to you, then you're going to feel depleted, right? So it's about donating time, your money, your energy, but also allowing that to come back to you. That's the big message. Okay, well, let me see if it has any questions. Where could it be more balanced for you? So that's, again, let's take a look at, oh, wow, am I giving all the time? Am I giving too much all the time? Then how am I not allowing myself to receive? And remember, you can go into story about this person and that person and how no one does it. Stop the story. That's just all in your head. And so also you receive what you believe. So if you truly believe you never, ever receive, you're never the one, then you won't. I'm somebody who believes I win the lotto all the time. Every time I win the lotto, every time I buy, and I buy tickets every week. I do win $1 or a free play. I won $4,000 not long ago, actually, which was amazing. So I just believe that I always win the lotto. I believe there's millions of dollars to win every week. And so it's there for me every single week, millions of dollars. Of course, I have a chance to win. Now I'm working on getting more and more and more, right? Right now, the level of belief that I have in it is these amounts, but I'm still winning. So it's all good. Okay, I am reading a bit from this book called Parallel Universes of Self. I love this book. Very, very thick. If you are new into personal growth and all of this, I would get the book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Get that first. This one is really big. It's a heavy read. But this is the very beginning. It's chapter 4. And what it talks about is the law of resonance and the law of correspondence. And that is reality creation. They're talking about how you create a reality, right? Single most powerful working principle. So the universe has working principles and laws of infinity, source, God, source, universe. All realities of the universe on all levels at all times in any number of variations and in obvious and for the world's, oh God, that paragraph, sorry, that sentence does not make sense if I'm just reading it. If you understand one single thing about life, let it be this. There is no other thing that operates independently from what you believe. We get what we believe. We receive what we believe. So it could be an identity, what you believe about yourself. I am not worthy of receiving this. I am not worthy of actually accomplishing this. I am not, there's no way I could be that type of person. Any of those things that you say to yourself, you think, you won't receive those things, no matter how much you want them. This is human. It's everybody. It's not just you. We all have different aspects in our lives that we are like that. So everybody, so don't feel bad about it. Don't feel guilty about it. Don't feel stupid. I don't care how old you are. I'm 60 and I'm still working through this stuff, right? The law of attraction means like attracts like. You can only experience what you are. I know that could seem a weird concept for some people. What you give is what you get. And again, this one, yes, I do have a harder time believing this. You receive what you get, but that is because we give and we expect to get the same back. That's not how it works. You give and you do get back, but what you get back may be something totally different that you may not associate it with it. And remember, what you give, you get back, but are you open to receiving it? This is something I've learned recently with all this. We are the ones who block the things that are coming back to us. So the universe, God, source, whatever, starts bringing things back to us because we give and it says, okay, she's giving so much, we're going to give her back this stuff. But if we have a receiving block, like if we're like not worthy, I don't receive, I'm not lucky, no way, it hits up against that and goes, oh, bounces off. I guess she can't receive that. She's not open to receiving that. She doesn't want to receive that. Oh, well, I tried giving it to her anyways. So really think about that point. It's a hard concept to understand when you're like, what do you even talk about? So we can give. But if you spend a lot of time, I'm angry. Why doesn't anybody give back? Well, I did this for them. Why don't they do that for me? I don't, right? That you are blocking receiving because you have those expectations and you have a belief that they don't give back to you. All right. So let's just kind of think about that a little bit, right? Notice your vibrational or vibratory correspondence every day. Like that's like my energy. How do I feel about it? What's my emotion around it? What's my belief around it? You know, so if you are, right, like, are you happy and go, I'm just so grateful. I'm just so happy to give. That's okay. No problem at all. I love you. All good, right? And then later that day, someone gives you a rose or something. You're like, oh, how beautiful this is. So receive it graciously, or someone offers to buy a coffee, like practice receiving compliments are a big one. Practice receiving compliments and saying, thank you so much. That was so nice of you to say that. That's it. Don't feel you have to compliment them back. Don't feel like you have to explain or say, oh my God, no, we should have seen me yesterday. I looked way better. No, none of that. You are a powerful magnet attracting things according to who you are. You're always attracting things, always, always, always. So if you feel unworthy, you will probably attract things that'll prove that you are unworthy. I know. Even though you say, I keep telling myself I'm worthy. I feel worthy. I feel powerful. It just means that there's something way deep in your subconscious and way deep down there that still feels unworthy. That's totally normal. It usually happens when we're a child. So those are things that it's just know it's there, but practice the art of saying, okay, I'm going to say different things. I'm going to think new thoughts, right? I'm going to feel differently about something. I'm going to choose to know my worth, to know I'm worthy, to know that I was born worthy. A baby is born absolutely worthy. There's no way that there's no baby that we would say, oh, sorry, you're not worthy of walking. You're not worthy of having good parents, right? So again, it just gives it simple examples, right? If you feel poor and behave poorly, you cannot possibly attract wealth. And that's why people who say they never win the lotto and that's no way, and they'll never will. They rarely ever will. If you're overweight. So here's what happens a lot. People identify with, oh, I've always been overweight. It's always been hard for me to lose weight. It's always been this, it's always been that. Well, then it will continue to be that until you decide to make it different, until you decide this time I'm going to work on not letting those thoughts guide me. I'm going to work then we think new thoughts, but those old thoughts will come in. Don't let them overpower you. I hear that old thought. I know that's what I used to say. I know I still might even believe that deep down, but I'm choosing to change. I'm choosing to change those thoughts. I'm choosing to think new thoughts, and I'm choosing to change my beliefs around this. And I'm going to do this until it works, until I get results. I'm not going to give up on myself, right? Oh, and also it just says God source doesn't see anything as negative, right? So we're always attracting things to us. Manifesting, we manifest every single thing in our life, some bad, some good. It's how we label it, right? It's how we label it. I didn't want this. It came to me, but I didn't want this. Somehow something within you brought it to you. Now it could be for a lesson. Oh my God. I mean, why am I attracting a narcissist again? Well, because you haven't learned to truly stand up to yourself. You haven't learned how to truly trust someone. You haven't learned how to truly trust your instincts. So you could see that that's the way that type of person was. You haven't truly loved, honored yourself and feel worthy enough to say no when you noticed a couple red flags, right? So we do attract things that sometimes it's for a lesson. It's to show us these have been your thoughts, or this is in your subconscious, because it's still pulling these things to you. You may not realize it, but it's still there for you somewhere deep down inside. Basically speaking, consciousness and creates everything you want and everything you don't want. And now that's too simplistic, because again, we can say, I'm winning $1 million. I'm winning $1 million, right? That's speaking it, but you have to believe it, feel it, and know it. Be like, I am in the presence of millions of dollars. I have millions of dollars. I always win. I am a winner. I am so grateful that I get to have this. This will be amazing. I get to help so many people with all this money, right? Things like that. We've all heard those things before. So just a reminder today, you get to give with love. You also get to receive. And are you receiving? And if you are expecting others to give to you so that you can receive, you start giving to yourself. All right, have an absolutely amazing day or evening whenever you're watching this. And until next time, bye-bye.